Hi guys, we got another character analysis going on, and this one's gonna be for Hope. Hope is a character from Final Fantasy 13. He's actually a very fun character in 13 that I feel like it was fun. But he was more like a mage support in there, and he really seems like a mage support in this one as well. So let's get started on this. We're gonna go over his base stats at max level. His base stats at max level, he gets 2,295 HP. He also gets 177 MP at max level, 100 attack power, 102 defense, 139 magic attack, and 92 spirit at max level. This isn't including his potted stats when he has the max stat increase here. Max stats on him, base, with no equipment on or anything, no espers, it's going to be 2,595 HP, which is fairly good. He also gets 227 MP, so that's a huge jump from where he's already at. His base attack is only going to be 120 because he doesn't get any attack modifiers. His defense does get a little higher. It goes to 126 because he does get a defense modifier. And his magic attack actually jumps up to 163 magic attack potted, which is very good base. Very good. So the last stat is spirit. It's going to be 112 spirit at max potted. Excuse me. He doesn't have any resistances or status element resistances, which is kind of normal for a 5-star actually. 6 stars are the ones that usually get immunity to status in some way. Some of them, not all of them. We'll go over Hope's weapons. Hope's weapons are actually pretty cool. He can use staves and rods, so he can either be like a support healer mage, or he can be a straight normal mage. He also has throwing weapons, so he can get some pretty high attack power. The good thing about him having throwing weapons also is because his Trustmaster weapon. I don't want to go over Trustmasters, but for this one I have to because this Trustmaster is perfect for him. Also, he can use daggers, but we don't really have any good daggers in the game right now for him to be using. So that's not really the best thing to go off of. The good thing about Hope is he can equip almost all armors and shields. He can't equip heavy armor and heavy shields. That's it. Every other piece of armor he can wear, which is very good. At max star level, 5 stars, he has level 5 white magic, level 8 black magic, and level 7 green magic. So this means you can effectively make him a support caster mage or a healer at times, as well as give him cleanse or Stona, because he already learns Asuna in his kit. So that's really good already. He did get an exclusive equipment when the event was up. It's 65 attack power and 20% max HP up. It was a throwing weapon. It's not that amazing. I see it more as a tool for survival and helping to chain, because Hope's animation is actually very long and it's 3 attacks. So it is easier to chain with the Final Fantasy 13 characters because they all have long animations. Also, him teaming up with other characters is good, but we are focusing on him as a solo character of what he has the ability to do. He learns a few skills here. We're not going to go over the percentage increases because I already added those into the base stats at max level, so that's what you have from what I was saying earlier. But he does learn Area Blast. This is really good to chain with other people. He has 3 attacks on his animation. It's a long animation, so it's kind of easy to chain. He also can hit all enemies with it with the Area Blast, so that's good. Even though he doesn't have good damage or good attack power, even though you can make him have higher attack power, the whole point of this ability is to chain, honestly. And it helps out a lot. if you have it, if it's easier for you to chain with a physical damage dealer with area blast, or for him to use magic, whichever one is more viable for your situation. So he is very flexible there. On top of that, he learns Isuna, so he can effectively cleanse somebody of status effects. Not disease and not stone, but he does have Izuna, which is good. And that's what we were talking about him having white magic capability. He can also equip cleanse or stona and remove those status effects. So he can cleanse every status effect if you set him up correctly, which is really cool. He does have the base 3 magics that are most prominent in the game, fire, ice, and lightning, but he also has water and wind element, and these are all gust spells, so they're the strongest version of that spell, which is great. The next part of this is he learns D-Shell. It's not that amazing, but it does help his damage if he is a solo magic caster that is trying to deal more damage, so it's effectively a spirit break, which is cool. He does learn Revive. Very amazing skill. It's Raise. A lot of characters do not have Raise in this game. And for a mage like him to have Raise and Izuna, to be able to cleanse and raise people, he can effectively help out your healer if you have a healer without Raise, which is really good. Him as a solo character, he has a well-rounded setup. He has a lot of abilities, but he does not have stone magic, dark magic, or holy magic. These are things you can equip on him if you really want it, but he has a very strong kit right here, so this is very good. There were exclusive materials at times when he was released. The attacker material was actually really good for him, as well as the defender one. I didn't get any myself. I didn't really care too much, but I could have. But there are very good materials for him, because he does have an area blast attack, which is his physical damage dealing attack, as well as he has magical damage. So, and he's really good. You can also build him as a healer type support, because he has Raise and Izuna already in his kit. Carbuncle will give him Pura, so that's good. Double cast magic is huge on Hope. If you get dual cast magic from Lumiel TM, very amazing on Hope. He can do a lot more with that. Next part of this is his limit break is actually fairly strong for a magic attack. At max level, it hits for 3.6 times magical damage, ignoring 50% spirit of all enemies. It can be very powerful if you have really high magic attack. But that's pretty much all about Hope. He's a 4-star that goes to 5-star. He's a very good caster, on top of a very balanced support setup, and his ability to support, as well as use green magic to get Vara skills up to give you elemental resistance. So I'd say he's a very powerful mage. Oh yes, last thing we were going to go over, his Trustmaster weapon. I don't like going over Trustmasters because they do take a long time to get, but his weapon is so good for him, I have to go over it. It gives 51 attack power and 82 magic. It's a throwing weapon. The name of the weapon is called New. Beautiful weapon for him. I love it. But that's about all for Hope. So I hope you like this. Like, subscribe, comment on the place below. If there's any other questions or any other characters you want me to do in advance, let me know.